Imagine a pitch-black night on the vast ocean, where not a single star dares to appear. Thick fog creeps like a ghostly curtain, crawling over the sea, swallowing all sound and light. Only the howling waves remain, like lost souls screaming in despair. Somewhere, amidst the icy mist, a massive shadow rises from the depths. It's not a merchant ship, nor a warship, but a ghost ship, the Flying Dutchman. The cursed vessel of souls that will never find peace. They say anyone who sees it, even just a glance, must pay a horrifying price. Sailors speak of stormy nights at the Cape of Good Hope, where waves rise to devour the sky. And the Flying Dutchman appears, gliding like a phantom. Tattered sails flap wildly and eerie green lights flicker from its lanterns, as if lit by the hands of death itself. Then, in the blink of an eye, it vanishes, leaving behind a deadly silence and a chilling fear. 400s of years, from 17th century Dutch sailors to modern-day captains, all whisper about this ship. They say it doesn't belong to this world, nor to the sea, but is a cursed spirit, doomed to wander forever. Some swear they've heard cries for help from its deck. Not human cries, but the screams of trapped souls in agony. Others claim to have seen a ghostly captain standing tall at the bow, his eyes burning like embers, cursing both the sea and the heavens. But what is the Flying Dutchman? Was it once a real ship carrying cargo and crew swallowed by the sea? Or just an illusion, a trick of light and mist fooling weary sailors? Or perhaps something far more terrifying, a gateway to the afterlife, imprisoning wandering spirits, pulling in anyone who dares approach? Every tale of this ship drips with mystery, chilling the blood as if its ghost still lurks out there in the darkness. Just imagine. You're in the middle of the ocean on a small ship with no land in sight. Suddenly from afar you see a faint glow. Not from a ship's lamp, not from the moon. It moves slowly as if hunting. You hear whispers from nowhere, like wind but almost human. "Don't look at it," your crewmate whispers, voice trembling. "If you do, you'll never come back." But you can't look away. The ghost ship emerges, growing larger, its shredded sails flapping like demon wings. And then you see him, the captain of the Flying Dutchman, a shadowy figure with glowing red eyes piercing through the mist, staring into your soul. Cape of Good Hope, the place where this ship appears the most, is known as the graveyard of the ocean. Thousands of ships have vanished there. Thousands of sailors never returned. Could the Flying Dutchman be the cause? Is it death's messenger roaming to collect lost souls? Or is it a warning that the sea never truly belongs to man? Today we will dive into the tale of the Flying Dutchman. We will follow the trail of Captain Van der Dutchman, the man who defied the gods and paid with an eternal curse. We will explore sightings of this ghost ship from the 17th to the 20th century, and uncover mysteries that have never been solved. Is it real, or just a tale to scare young sailors in the dark? Prepare yourself. This story will take you deep into the ocean's heart, where shadows and secrets rule. The story of the Flying Dutchman begins in the 17th century, a time when Dutch ships ruled the oceans, carrying spices and gold from the distant east. Among them was a ship named the Flying Dutchman, commanded by Captain Hendrik van der Dutchman. He was a harsh, arrogant man, with eyes sharp as blades and a heart that knew no fear. But fate awaited him at the Cape of Good Hope, where the sea turns into a nightmare. On a fateful day, Van der Dutchman's ship faced a monstrous storm. Waves rose like towering walls of water, and the wind screamed like the cries of demons. The crew begged to turn back, but Van der Dutchman only laughed, a mad, defiant laugh. He shouted louder than the storm itself, "I will pass the Cape of Good Hope even if I must defy God himself." At that very moment, it is said, a curse descended. A voice rang out from the pitch-black sky, not human but from an unseen realm. "You shall wander the seas forever, never to find a port." The ship, along with its crew, vanished into the thick fog. But that was not the end. It was the beginning of the Flying Dutchman, the cursed ghost ship doomed to roam the ocean, carrying souls that would never rest. Through the centuries, the Flying Dutchman became a nightmare for sailors. In 1823, a British merchant ship reported seeing a strange silhouette near the Cape of Good Hope. It drifted through the fog with tattered sails flapping wildly, but no sign of a crew. Its lanterns flickered with an eerie green light, as if lit by invisible hands. When the British ship tried to approach, the ghost vanished, leaving behind a silent sea as if nothing had ever been there. In 1881, aboard HMS Bacchante, a young sailor, later King George V, wrote in his diary, "At 4 a.m. the Flying Dutchman appeared. A strange red light surrounded the ship. The lookout, who saw it first, fell from the mast and died shortly after. Every time it appears, the Flying Dutchman brings a sign of death. Ships that see it often encounter storms, sink, or vanish without a trace. But what lies behind these stories? Scientists propose one theory, the Fata Morgana, an optical illusion at sea. When cold air meets warm air, light bends and creates distorted images of distant ships, making them look like they float above the water. Perhaps the Flying Dutchman is just a mirage, a trick of nature fooling tired sailors into thinking they've seen a ghost. But how do you explain the cries for help echoing in the night? The glowing red eyes from the deck of an empty ship? How do you explain the misfortunes that befall anyone who dares to look? More than that, the Flying Dutchman is not just a legend. It has etched itself into human memory, a symbol of arrogance and the price of defying fate. In popular culture, it appears in horror stories, in poetry, and on the big screen, like in Pirates of the Caribbean, where it becomes Davy Jones's ship, carrying lost souls. But whether legend or truth, the tale of the Flying Dutchman still sends chills down the spine. Is Vander Decken still there, standing at the bow, his red eyes burning through the mist, searching for the next unlucky soul to drag into the deep? Or is it all just a story to frighten young sailors, huddled by the fire on a dark night? The answer may lie somewhere out there, amid the waves and the fog of the sea. But be careful. If you hear whispers from afar or see green lights flickering on the water, don't look, because the Flying Dutchman may be lurking, waiting for the next soul. The sea still whispers its secrets, and among them, the Flying Dutchman is the most haunting tale. Centuries have passed, yet that ghost ship still lingers somewhere among the black waves and the cold fog. Each time it appears, it leaves behind a terrifying trace, a reminder that the ocean is not just water and wind, but a resting place for souls that never find peace. Does the Flying Dutchman truly exist, or is it just a phantom born from the fear of lost sailors? Is Captain Hendrik Vander Decken still there, standing at the bow, eyes glowing like burning coal, cursing both heaven and earth, dragging the unfortunate into the vortex of an eternal curse? Imagine standing on the deck of a ship, in the middle of the vast ocean, with no land in sight. The night is pitch black, with only the sound of waves hitting the hull, like whispers from the souls beneath the sea. Suddenly, from afar, a strange green light appears, floating above the water. It doesn't look like moonlight, nor a ship's lantern. It moves slowly as if hunting. You feel a chill run down your spine as if someone, or something, is watching you from the darkness. Your crewmate whispers, voice trembling, "Don't look. It's the Flying Dutchman." But you can't look away. The ghost ship appears, its tattered sails flapping like the wings of a demon. And from afar you see the silhouette of a man, standing motionless at the bow, his eyes piercing through the mist as if trying to rip your soul from your body. Stories of the Flying Dutchman aren't limited to the Cape of Good Hope. From the 17th to the 20th century, it has appeared across the oceans, from the icy waters of the Arctic to the warm seas of the Indian Ocean. Each time, it brings an omen of death, storms, shipwrecks, or mysterious disappearances. But strangely, no one has ever touched that ship. It always vanishes as if it never existed, leaving behind terrified sailors and unanswered questions. Is the Flying Dutchman a gateway to the afterlife? Or just an illusion, a trick of light and mist, as scientists try to explain? But if it's only an illusion, why do those who see it often never return? The story of the Flying Dutchman has gone far beyond sailors' diaries. It lives in poetry, in books, and on the big screen, where it has become a symbol of pride and the price of defying fate. But whether it's legend or truth, This ghost ship still sends shivers down our spines whenever we hear the sound of waves at night. It reminds us that the ocean is full of mysteries, where humans are just tiny guests, easily swallowed by darkness. Now it's your turn. Do you think the Flying Dutchman is real? A cursed ship, wandering to collect souls? Or just a story to scare young sailors by the fire? Have you ever heard other stories about the sea, about ghosts or ships that never returned? Share them in the comments below. Your story might be the key to unlocking a new mystery. And if you felt a chill while thinking about the Flying Dutchman, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next chilling tale. Who knows? Maybe tonight, when you look out your window, a ghostly green light will appear on the horizon, and the whispers of the Flying Dutchman will call your name.